quick intro about myself and the team. I am Gopinath Jayamalra, I'm Chief Digital Officer for Impaiga. We have been solving a lot of customer problems in terms of the digital side. So digital is our DNA. That's what we have been doing for our customers. And I have my colleague Sarawin. Sarawin is our architect from SharePoint and Teams and PowerApps. So today we are going to see a very exciting demo on how to build app in a day or in days probably of taking up some of the use cases. And I'm going to correlate some of the use cases we have solved on PowerApps as well, so that you'll be able to correlate what business versus the technology, how it's connecting these two together. So far we have solved close to about 30 plus PowerApps solutions, and we have deployed in the customer locations as well. So we got a strong knowledge on the Power Solutions and PowerApps, and that's what we are going to see today in actions. All right, so before we get started, I would like to show a very small video before we jump into the actual technical, and I'll be asking a few questions in between as well. I mean, how many of you are very well aware of the pit stops in Formula 1 racing? Let's play this video. Pit stop in Formula 1 racing. You can raise your hands. I mean, if I ask you a question in 1950s, how much of time it would have taken in a normal pit stop, what will be your answer? Yeah, just tell. In 1950. 30 seconds, okay. Somebody from the back? 5 minutes. From here, last benches? First benches? First benches? No. All right. We'll see. This video runs for about a minute or so. This is 1950s, guys. So imagine the time it has been taking up Formula 1 pit stop in terms of changing the oil, filling up the gas, the air, filling up and all this stuff, right? Before it runs in. This takes 90 seconds, approximately. It takes 90 seconds in 1950. If I ask you the same question in 2013, what would be your guess? 90 seconds versus in 60 years. 2.5 seconds, okay. Somebody here? The closest answer will get one prize, for sure. Sorry? Not, what's that? 25 seconds. Not really. Sorry? 9 seconds. No, just watch this. No, just watch this. This is what in 2013, guys. Just watch this. Come on. Yes. 2.3 seconds. You're right, sir. What's your good name? Gokul. So Gokul, please visit our booth in the ground floor. We will give you a small token of gift for you. Thank you. 2.3 seconds is the precise answer. In 2022 May, the recent one, can you again guess one more? What is the actual seconds? From in this 10 years gap, right? 2.3 to what? 2. Less than 1? No. Okay, I'll tell the answer is 1.88 seconds. 1.88 seconds. Okay, the reason why I'm telling this all about, if I tell an application development back in 2000s or in 95s precisely, how much of time is it going to build an application? Like be it develop the application, build it, integrate into the backend database, put an API calls, host it and deploy it, and build an app take months for us to do the job. Today, we are proudly saying we can build the consumer apps, enterprise apps in days. Right? That's the speed in which the PowerApps has been growing, and PowerApps is one of the tools that enables us to build the tools very fast. So what is this PowerApps? Right? PowerApp is a product from Microsoft. It is again built on top of SharePoint and React.js. Precisely, you can build apps in days and host them over Teams, or you can also build it like in a web portal. Like for example, there are 3 types of apps that we can build. One is Canvas apps. Precisely, if you want to build an app, like you will have a web forms, you'll have backend database, you'll have an API calls, and a transaction happens seamlessly. This is one simple use case, right? If you want to take a same event, today we are all in the event, and let me take an event use case. If I want to build an event app, for example, or event portal where you all can collaborate and register and everything, the registration form development has a form development, right? Just imagine a drag and drop by building a forms and establishing a database connectivity in the backend and building an API calls in a fraction of seconds. You'll be able to see a seamless CRUD operation being performed. Very easy. Whereas if we talk about a model-driven apps, imagine I am like doing a handwritten design in an app or probably from a Figma. If I'm like writing in a small screen, I'm like designing a screens of Figmas or in Adobe XDs, right? Imagine like designers give me a design in the Figma, developers take those and again developing it. We are again making a recoding. There is again a development effort, be it on a front end or in the back end, right? We are spending time. Imagine if I'm trying to convert the same Figma screens into an app in a fraction of minutes, maybe in a fraction of hours. That's going to solve a very big problem, right? We can focus on the core business logics and the scale issues or the performance issues rather than focusing on the UI related stuff. So the objective is, how does that happen is all about the model driven apps, wherein you'll be able to convert a large scale image based or in a Figma based application into a real time applications. Find the portals, like large web portals which can scale and perform. For example, we are all connected in the Teams right now, right? We all for the enterprise, we are all using Teams. Same, I'm taking up an event app. Imagine if you all connected in the Microsoft Teams, and I can build an apps in PowerApps and host it over Teams. That's become very easy for us to collaborate, to know what events are been happening. You can book through calendars, and everything becomes more like collaborative in a more like intuitive way. That is a problem we are all trying to solve, and PowerApps is helping us to solving those problems. Okay, what are the various data sources or the integrations that it lies with? Common data services is the very, very key factor that I want to highlight up. If you take up a large data source like blobs or be it like a large volume data storages, video contents, images, all things can go under common data storages. And there are also connectors for SQL Server, and all the Microsoft applications can be interconnected. For example, if you wanted to build a calendar control, for example, imagine if I need to build the control or the logic for a calendar control, it takes times and months for us to build the same logic. Rather, right now with Power Apps, if I'm trying to integrate with Outlook calendar, it becomes much more easier for the devs to focus on still the business logic than not with the UI related or well-solved problems. We're not trying to recreate the same well-solved problem, rather reuse the problems that are already solved. Like video calling, those problems are already solved. We don't have to recreate the same problem. Voice calling, screen sharing, calendar controls, booking and appointments, or any of the forms building. Those are very well solved problems. So we are trying to reuse what has been solved with Power Apps, and let's focus on the core scale and the performance related stuff within the backend. That's a core objective. So there are a lot of features. I'll be sharing this deck also for you all in like interest of time. I'm just summarizing this slide. There's like same event app, or I can again correlate to another simple HRMS application, right, where we all deal with every day, like leave management. Imagine if I need to apply a leave in a SAP or in a Dynamics rather, I can post you an app on Teams. I can build an app in Power Apps, deploy them on Teams, and I can again enable virtual agent from Microsoft Power Apps. That bot will automatically get you a leave, and your manager can approve the leave immediately. The data again syncs up to your backend. Whatever backend that you have, it could either be a Dynamics, it could be either an SAP, whatsoever. All happens through an API calls. So applying a leave and approving a leave becomes much more easier and very easy for us with Power Apps and with the Teams. Rather, if I'm trying to solve a HCM problem, for example, goal setting, that requires a bigger real estate. In that case, you can again build a web portals using Microsoft Power Apps, and you can still solve the same problem. So if you like take up a whole 360-degree of HCM or HRMS problems, all can be ported via Microsoft Power Apps. Go next. So some of the use cases we have solved, I can again tell you, there are a lot of use cases that we have solved with Power Apps. One being, we've got a customer who has a huge support tickets being raised from the backend Dynamics. So we're able to build an app in the front end with Microsoft Power Apps to solve the problem. Second use case is employee expenses app. So we're able to build an app for employee expenses where like a sales guy is going in the field, moment they collect any bills or something like that. Instead of, there are a lot of apps, right? Concur is another app that has been popular in the market. There are plenty of apps that exist on your expense management. Rather, again, I'm using still the Teams as an app, the base app that we're all using, universal app. I can still construct a Teams app, take the Teams app, take a picture of your expense card, raise the invoice, right? Sorry, not the invoice. Raise the expense immediately. So we're using one single app, Teams app, build it with Power Apps. That is one solution we are able to give it back to one customer. And we also build another app for an event management app for a bigger, large enterprise where connecting all the people, networking, and all the stuff been happening. And last but not the least, the product sales, the product showcasing to customer who visit the premises to browse the products that we offer and things like that. These are very few. As I told you, there are a lot of apps that we are able to build it on Power Apps and with the Power Solution. These are some of the few ideas that are being popularly widely used with this. Go next. Okay, again, this is again a HRMS apps that I was talking about. These are all the low-hanging modules where you can experiment. Let's say if you wanted to experiment this idea, or you wanted to build any small app and wanted to show to your bosses, for example, after the session, you can take these low-hanging use cases. These are very simple to use, or start experimenting with a very, very small thought. My objective over this session is all about everybody, or the like developers in the like session, should take any one simple use case, like for example, timesheet. Whether is it possible for me to automate my timesheet and then start automatic logging into the backend timesheet system. You can like take a simple use case and demonstrate to your bosses. And today we are going to help you how to kickstart your Power Apps. What are all the pros and cons that you're going to see, and how to build apps pretty faster. That's a core objective of this whole session. I will hand over to my colleague Saravin to talk more on the demos perspective and deep dive session of how to build apps. Whatever I'm talking is real or not, you'll be able to see them on actions.
Thanks, Gopi, for the quick intro and a detailed session about telling about Power Apps and everything. So, a quick intro about myself. Myself, Saravin, working as an architect in Impact Technology for 6 years, and overall IT experience I have around 13 years. So, basically, started my career as a .NET developer. Then I moved to SharePoint, and now I am working as an architect in Power Platform Solutions. So mostly, like as Gopi said, we have solved around 50 to 100 problems for many customers, and they are happy with whatever solutions we have provided. So before getting into the session, I would want to start this with a famous saying from a Greek philosopher, change is the only thing constant. So Gopi's pit stop video also states it. So Microsoft developed this low code, no code platform Power Platform, leveraging business users to develop their develop Power Apps and automate their business process using Power Automate, and visualize visualize their data using Power BI and Power Virtual Agents. In the last session also they were talking about artificial intelligence and everything. So using that you can also use AI in your Power Platform thing. So considering that as Microsoft expected, this has brought a drastic change in the development of the development of in the IT field. So as you know, Gartner has also predicted 23%, I guess 23%, all the application low code no code platform will be in 2022 will be developed in low code no code, and nothing surprising, in 2025 75% of application will be developed in this low code platform. And another thing is he Gartner Magic Quadrant also named Power Platform as the #1 low code no code platform. Okay, so before 2 months, if you want to develop a mobile application, what will you do? You will create a front end, like a design, then you will create a back end, then you will write business logic, then you will be developing that application, deploying it, then you will be rolling out to the customer. But in last week in Microsoft Ignite, they have developed a new option called image preview. Using that, person who has uh, a normal business user, if he wants to develop for example expense management, he can itself design his whatever fields he wants and whatever data types he wants. Then he goes and creates take a photo of that. Then if he goes, you can see here we have an option of image preview. In that image preview option, if you add that image, the application will be created seamlessly, database will be created, and the application is ready. So that is the thing we are going to see. And on the top of it, I will also show you in Power Automate, how will we can send adaptive cards, and say for example you have registered for an event, the event organizer will be notified once you have registered, you will be getting notification the so and so user has registered. And another Power Automate thing which I am going to show is a scheduled thing. Say for example a day I am going to schedule it, and I can get the total of list of attendees for that particular day. Okay. So this is Office 365 admin center. Here if you go you will be having option to create a Power App. So I'm going to create a new Power Apps. So I'm going to use this template, image preview template. So already I have taken a photo of the application, whatever I wanted to create. I'm naming it AS event registration. So there are two options. One is like upload my own, and another is like standard sample images available. So I'm going to upload my own image. So automatically when you upload this image, this recognize whether it is a tablet or a phone. So my image is recommended for phone, so you can see automatically it has changed to phone. So what it does is like it interprets and brings all the fields for your preview. What is the text input, what is a data type, and what is a drop down, and everything will be listed. It is, yeah, you can see this is a text label, and you can see this is a text input, and you can see this is a drop down, and button. It automatically interprets using OCR, optical character recognition. Okay, so the fields have been recognized by the system. Now if you click next, it will ask for you like whether you want to create a database. Say for example, now I am going to use this option. I'm selecting this, I want to create a database. So automatically it creates you the fields. You can see in this right side, you can see like name is a text, and email is a text, and phone number is a text. Automatically it has recognized the data type. And if I want, for example, and if I want to change the email data type to email, I can go and change it here. And phone number, if you want to change it as number, you go and select it here. So I have defined my data type. The data table is going to get created. So you can see the database has been created with the columns and the data type and their internal names. So I'm now going to create this app.
Till it loads, the use case is what something we all have to think about it before we choose the right candidate for our apps. So wherever you feel that enterprise related apps, right, as I've given a lot of use cases, one being the enterprise related CRUD operations. Sorry, enterprise related CRUD operations is what you can predominantly take as a low hanging use cases to solve. Rather than taking up a complex use case and then burning your fingers, you can pick up the sample use case I have been showing some. Likewise, you can pick up some and start experimenting it up initially. Once you have a full real hands-on, then you can expand it to a larger complex use cases. That is something you all can experiment it. Even we started like that initially. When we started something very small. We didn't take a complex workflows or a complex use cases. Rather, we picked up a straightforward CRUD operation, basic functionality. Once we gain more confidence and the maturity with the tools, we started getting a lot of workflows. And now we are doing a lot of workflows also. You can take very complex workflows, start taking them and automating them, putting in a bot on top of it. So a lot that you can do with PowerApps. Yeah, still till it loads, I wanted to just give some information.
Okay, the form has loaded actually.
Great.
This is the form which we have designed, and now you can see it converted as an app. So you can see all the fields and the text input fields and everything. So I just wanted to create like a success message. For example, once you click a submit button, I want to say your event has been registered successfully. So for that, I'm writing a formula here. So I have that formula already handy. Let myself copy and paste it. So I'm going to save it now. So I'm going to run this application now. So you can see this is a preview. That was a preview. This is the actual application. Typing my mobile number. So I'm going to submit this data. Once you submit this data,
There are only two more items. One is like how to convert the Figma screens into an app, like what Sarvin showed you is all about converting an image into a form into a application. Now, if you have a modern or a graphically equipped Figma screens, you can still convert them into a Power Apps also. So
So
the
in,
UI can also be that much rich enough.
so in terms of Power Automate, like I want to center like adaptive card once a registration has happened. So I need to go to Power Automate and I would create a new workflow with a template called automated workflow. So I would name it as like, for example, now it is like Azure test workflow.
Can
So
talk louder.
so and like I would, what do you call, I want to select an action like when a new row is uh, created in things.
When new row. Choose existing ones that we have. There are a lot of predefined automated workflows also
So
been
this
part
is
of the
the
system.
action I'm selecting here when a new row is created or added or deleted in database. As Gopi said, database is a relation database where it is kind of it's morely like kind of a SQL where you can store your files and blobs and everything, and you can define your relationship and everything. It is a kind of a transactional database as well. Whereas in Microsoft, that is the one thing. In SharePoint is a database management, document management system. For that, we can use this as a transactional database. So this flow has been created with whenever a new event is created. So now, like, what is the type I want to create? There are multiple types. I'm here selecting as added, like, and I need to select my like table. So like I'm selecting my table whichever I created previously as 20th October. So and this scope is like it is basically you know about the environment, whether it is a business unit or organization or like a parent child business unit is like a sub unit in a business. So I'm selecting the scope as parent child business unit here. So once that is land, like I'm going to create an adaptive card here.
Or can we show the Figmas?
Yeah.
Once we get the internet, we'll take it up.
So like in Figma, as Gopi said, like we have designed the screens in Figma for our like event registration purpose. So you can see the registration screen and like the submit form, and you can see the thank you screen. So it's very simple. You create a form in Figma, you go here and select this app, and you have to copy the URL of this, copy link to page. And next thing is like you need to get the access token of this. So you need to go to the help account and you need to go to account settings, and like you will be able to get the access token from here as well. So again I go to Power Apps. So and Power Apps I have a template called Figma preview. So I have already copied and pasted my like the app whichever I have shown you the page link and the access token here for a demo purpose. I have this handy, so I'm going to just paste this page link and the access token in the app which I'm going to create. So you can see that app, Figma app getting converted into a Power Apps. Yeah, this is the template I'm going to use. These both template are on preview. Like you can go and try it out. It is very easy. And if you see there are a lot of videos available. You can go and check it. I'm going to create a. So the page name URL I am pasting it here, and I'm going to paste the access token. So once you click this, as you saw before, when you add an image and it is getting converted as app, the same thing happens here as well. When you give the page link URL and the access token, the particular Figma design is getting converted as an app here.
Especially when you're doing a modern design, right? Because like design plays a vital role, UI, UX, and because spending a lot of time on UX perspective, so we can still continue maintaining the same US decorum and like give a modern UI or a modern rich look of the front end perspective and convert the same thing into Power Apps also. So we don't have to be a mundane UI. You can also have a very rich Figma based UIs also been ported into Power Apps. We can do that as well.
The start screen, and you can see the sign up screen here, and you can see the edit form here, and you can see the thank you screen here. Say for example, this is a design converted as an app. If we want to convert, add actual database design into it, I need to go here and select the database, and say for example, I need to select an existing data. I need to select this add data, and I will select my data, this 20th October as my backend system. If I have already created a database for this. So once that is done, you have to go here and just click this, and you will be having option of, in advance you will be having option of, so in data source you will be having the option to select a database. Once you have to link there first, and second you need to link it here as well. So I am selecting the database as 20th October here. So it will give you an option you want to replace your data cards, or if you want to use the existing one, if you select, if I want to use my existing design I have to select data. No thanks here. So now you can see, if you run this app, you can see the screen created, and if you add data, it will get submitted to the backend system. So we have not added any submit message or success message or everything. The data will be get posted in the backend. Yeah.
I will also show you one. Can you go to the PPT?
Yeah.
I will show you the very rich UI that we are able to build it for one of the HRMS use cases I was talking about. You'll be able to see and appreciate the depth and the details of how that we can build apps pretty fast, along with the very rich modern UI also. Can you just go down a bit? Can you go down? So you can see the richness of the UI that, see, this is an app built in PowerApps, hosted over Teams. So it becomes very, very rich, easy to use and things like that. So some of the use cases I wanted to highlight and show you. You can leverage all the modern controls that you really have. Even for the leave requests, you can put all the information as well over here. Asset tracking, asset monitoring. These are some of the low hanging apps that we can show. Thank you all.